Jesus, replying to the Sadducees who didn't believe in the resurrection of the body, made an interesting comment. He said, "You neither know the scriptures nor the power of God." And it's very clear that the Old Testament implied eternal life. The very creation itself had no provision for death until sin arrived. And the first reference to death is the warning that if you eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, then you shall die. And interestingly, Satan's challenge to Eve was over the question of whether she would die. Death is really the consequence of sin. We are told that the wages of death is sin, but the gift of God is eternal life. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as we learn from the book of Hebrews, they did things in the expectations of an eternal future. And Jesus goes on to confirm that when he says to the Sadducees, God is not the God of the dead. And so when God says that he is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he's referring to these people being living. And we are told elsewhere in John's Gospel that Abraham saw Jesus' day and rejoiced. And so eternal life has always been an important part of God's plan. In fact, interestingly, Hebrews 11 verse 6 makes the point that we shall please God if we believe that he exists, but also that he is a rewarder of those who diligently search him and seek for him. And therefore we see that this whole concept of eternity is really, really important. And when I do my preaching, I always make a point of talking about eternity, because it's one aspect of our modern culture that seems to be missing. What are the eternal consequences of our actions? When it comes to the power of God, we realize in Ephesians that it is the power of God that raised up Jesus from the dead. And Paul prays that we would know and understand this power that is made available to us, that helps us to live our lives. And in this life, which is often a battlefield, it is really important to know that God's power is made available to us. And his power is what will get us through, not our efforts and self-will. Ultimately, we are saved by the grace of God, and because his power is sufficient. Well, thank you for listening.